Fatherhood is hard. So why would I want to make it even harder? Well, I'm going to share why I think that making serious sacrifices helps you become a better dad. My life lesson is Mass is not a time to be isolated. If you're not getting enough alone time in prayer, take some time during the week and during your morning routine to fill in that prayer gap of alone prayer time. Because Mass is a time of community and a time of getting together with other people to celebrate the Mass with the priest. So I live in a town of about 8,000 people, and the average age is about 100 or 80 or something really old. It's a retirement community, and that being said, our church, I would say that the Knights of Columbus is thriving in our church, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, that means the Knights of Columbus typically is older gentlemen. It's not to say it's not a good community, but we all know it's just full of older people. So it's been real difficult trying to find community in this small town, and I've been praying about it. I've been looking for ways to kind of get myself involved in the church, and I have. It's not that easy of a task to do with my job schedule, which is a rotating shift work. So I prayed and prayed, and I just needed a big change in my spiritual life. And since I wasn't finding myself in a part of a community with people my age, I don't see a lot of other male under 40 figures in our church. I don't see them at Mass. I don't see them at the events. I don't see them at the Young Adult Bible Study. So I've been praying a lot about how to better myself spiritually and how to take this Lent and take it to the next level. And so I took something from a program called Exodus 90 by Those Catholic Men. I kind of took it, since I don't have a community, I don't have the fraternity that they're calling for in it, the other guys to be a part of with it. They say you're not actually doing Exodus 90, so I guess I'm not actually doing Exodus 90. But what it is, for those who don't know, it's an amazing program. I've been obsessed with it since I heard about it. I just haven't had an opportunity to be a part of a community and get involved in it. But what it is you have three aspects that you're involved in: prayer, asceticism, fraternity. And prayer is obvious. You're giving up more prayer, and you're dedicating a holy hour each day. You're going to frequent confession, and a couple other things. And when it comes to asceticism is kind of a lost art in the church, and it's a lost practice. And what it is it's sacrificing things and making yourself uncomfortable for the sake of the kingdom. And so what that means is, for Exodus 90 and for those Catholic men, for the program they created, it means cold showers, not snacking between meals, regular intense exercise, sleeping 7 hours a night, which I am a fan of, but it's a lot harder than you think it is. You're abstaining from meat and fasting on Wednesdays and Fridays. So that's 2 days a week that you're involved in fasting and prayer and abstaining from meat, which is pretty cool. So really, it's a lot of things that you're giving up, which is pretty a hard thing to do, but it's enticing to me because I want to make myself uncomfortable so that I put things in perspective in my life. So why does this make me a better dad to be doing this? There's a lot of different reasons why I wanted to get into this, but I think the main ones is that, like I said earlier, fathering children and being a husband to my wife is very difficult. I think that it's important for me to put things into perspective. So when I give up these things, and when I have sacrifices in my life that I do, I find that it really makes doing the dishes every day and taking out the trash and, feeding a newborn and burping him and wondering why he's crying, it really puts that in perspective. And so I'm trying to adapt this in my life and become a better dad. And there's a few things that I've noticed as an effect of these sacrifices and these things that I'm going into that have helped me become a better dad. First, it puts my family chores into perspective. It doesn't seem so bad to take the trash out when you're taking a 55-degree shower at 5 o'clock in the morning. It also brings me closer to my wife. I found that we were watching a lot of TV, and we would eat our meals in front of the TV. We were on our phones a lot. Instead of watching TV or being on our phones or anything like that, I'm spending time with my wife, and we're talking about things we haven't talked about before, and I honestly feel like I'm getting closer to her because of this, and that's such a great thing. It's something I've wanted over the past few months. Being distracted with a new child that both of you are caring for, that is so needy. It's a temptation to put your relationship on the back burner, and so what we're doing is we're eating dinner at the table every single night, and we're cooking more together, and we're doing all these things together that's just so enriching for our relationship. I couldn't have imagined it being this great, but I feel closer to her than I did a year ago or 2 years ago. Another thing is that when I'm hanging out with my kids, I don't have that FOMO anymore. I'm not constantly wanting to go on my phone and see what everyone's doing or how things are going or what's in the news. I am taking those distractions out of my life, and now I am spending my time with my kids. And that really helps because they need that time with their father, and they need that time spending with me and the socializing that goes along with it. And I need that as well to grow closer to them and to live up my vocation as a father and as a husband too. Honestly though, sometimes I feel a little Amish, and that's ridiculous. So, what is Amish? Another effect I've seen from this is I see the sacrifices that I'm making help me have a clarity of mind and help me feel better about myself. Really, that's great because I can think about doing YouTube videos. I can think about what I want to do during the day. I can plan my day, and it just feels like I have a clearer view and a clearer sight. And finally, I think that what these sacrifices have done to make me a better man and a better husband is help me to really realize that I'm capable of allowing God to change my life. And seeing that happen over the past few weeks of Lent, it's only not even that far into Lent. And so I've seen things change in how I see the world and how I see my family and how I see myself, that beyond a doubt, I know that God is working in my life. And it's just so great to see that. And I swear by giving up things, and I swear by the Lenten sacrifice. And I know that it may seem monotonous to give up sweets again for the 7th year in a row, but I want to challenge you to go above and beyond what you're used to going through for Lent, because you'll see an effect out of it. And if you're directing it towards God, if you're directing it towards the right reasons, you're going to see changes in your life that you're like, wow, God really does save us, and He really does bring us salvation. If there's any advice I have, it's that you should go above and beyond what you think you're capable of, just a little bit, because if you go too far, you're going to get worn out and you're not going to want to do it again. But for me, this was going above and beyond. It might not be for a lot of you guys, so find something that pushes you a little bit further out of your comfort zone and sets you on a path to become a holier man and a holier husband and a holier disciple of Christ. There's a lot of resources you can use to find out what to give up for Lent. If you're like me, you're like, I can't really think of anything. But I love the structure of Exodus 90, and if you can be a part of that at any point, join a community, join a fraternity, and say, I want to be a part of this Exodus 90 adventure, because I swear by it, even though I'm doing it alone, and I'm not technically doing Exodus 90 because I took out an aspect of it, I found that the parts of it I am doing have been so enriching. I'll have things linked below for everything that I've talked about, and I hope that you guys find it useful and that you guys can take it and transform your lives and become holier men. I hope and pray that all of you guys find the same kind of, I guess, enlightenment that I've found in this. My final point is becoming a better dad is not giving up things in your life that you're going to miss out on. You're not missing out on anything by living out your vocation to the fullest. And so if you're sitting there thinking, if I spend more time with my kids or if I spend more time with my wife, I'm going to miss out becoming who I'm supposed to be, that's a lie. And that's a lie that Satan's telling you to convince you not to be the best version of yourself and not to live out your vocation as you truly should. In my life, and I hope in your life, you'll take this challenge that I've given you and you'll take the motivation that you receive from God and from the Holy Spirit leading you and say, I want to be the best version of a dad that I can possibly be, and this is going to set me forward, and I'm going to live my life to the fullest, and this is what it means. It means becoming a better dad. It means becoming a better man, and it means sacrificing what you have to God so that He can give back to you even more than you even gave to Him. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the views and the likes and the comments. And if you guys can subscribe below, I think I got it right this time. Hit the notification bell to get notified of any future videos. And if you guys have any recommendations or things that you want me to talk about, feel free to add them below or send me a message. And I love you guys, and God bless, and have a good day. Bye.